Jack from Groev here. Today we're learning how to play subtle, specifically the lead part, since I'm the lead guitarist. There's three main parts in the song. There is the solo, the riff, and then the kind of rhythm bit I do behind the chords. So we'll start off with the rhythm bit, we'll go into the riff, and then we'll finish off with the solo.
I saw it smoking underneath the light. I asked her hand, but she wanted mine.
So this song is on capo 4 for all the rhythm players. And when I'm playing lead, especially live, I try not to use the capo, just because it means I don't have to retune my strings to the capo. But if you want to, you can play it on capo 4. It means then that if you accidentally hit like an open note, it doesn't sound too bad. For the sake of this, I'm going to talk about having the frets in terms of not having a capo on, just to kind of keep it easy. To start off with the rhythm bit, we're just going to play, there's three main chords. The first one, we're going to play the 8th fret on the D, or if we're going from thickest to thinnest, that is the 3rd string, and then the 11th fret on the 4th string, or the G. The next chord, we're going to bar the 9th fret on the A and D string, so the 2nd and 3rd, while keeping that pinky on the G string. And the final chord just brings in another finger onto the A string on the 11th fret. And that's our three main chords. For the recording, what I do is I simply strum these. However, when I'm playing it live, I play it a bit differently. I kind of tend to pick it instead. What you do is entirely up to you. I prefer the picking just because I play the song probably a bit more than you will. And I do get bored a bit on stage. But in terms of what I do for the picking, it changes every single time. Whatever just feels right at the moment is what I go with. And that's kind of the advice I give to anyone playing guitar. Don't worry too much about playing exactly what the other person does. Just play your own way, develop your own style, and you'll have a lot more fun. Now, on to the riff. The riff is very, very simple. Kind of follows the vocal melody a tiny bit. It's also based around this F sharp chord, which you can get by sliding up a D. And since we're playing with capo 4, that is just normally your D chord anyway. But what we're going to do is we're going to play 7th frets on the B string on the 2nd last string from thickest to thinnest. And then we're going to go to our 6th fret on the E string, the highest string. We're going to play the E string 6 times with this kind of rhythm. Once we have that done, we're going to hammer onto the 7th fret on the highest E string. We're going to slide up to the 11th. And then we're going to come back to the 9th on the B string. So all together. And that is the intro. So once I'm finished playing that for the first time, I will go back to the 2nd and 3rd chord that I was playing previously and we looked at. And all together, that sounds like this. Play the extended version of that riff anyway. We're going to take the riff. We finish on the 9th fret on the B string, and now we're going to play the 11th fret on the G, back to the B, 11th fret on the G, and now 11th fret on the D. We can keep that shape, and we're going to play the G 4 times, go to the 12th fret on the B, and then we're going to bar the entire 9th fret from the D string down. Now I say that, we don't play the highest D. You can, but it's just really awkward. I don't. In fact, don't. Just don't. So altogether, it sounds like this. And then the bit just before the solo changes slightly, so we play the whole riff. And then we just go back to playing that. And we're just strumming it at that point. Be sure to mute the strings that you're not meant to be playing. So that includes the 2 E strings and the A. Otherwise it sounds horrible. And then we go into the solo. This is definitely one of the more awkward solos that I play live, just due to kind of speed and finger placements, etc., etc. There's a lot of barring across like 2 frets very quickly. But it is a really fun one. I really enjoy playing it. So let's get into it. So the first part of the solo goes like this. To do this bit, we're going to go from the 14th to the 11th to the 9th to the 11th, 9th on the E string. Then we're going to go up to the 12th fret on the B string, back to the 9th on the B, and then finally the 11th on the G string. Then we're going to do a slight bar on the 12th fret of the B and the E. And we resolve that to the 11th fret on the E. So all together. The next bit goes like this. So we're playing 12th fret, 11th fret, 9th fret on the E. And then we're going to bar the 9th fret on the B as well. So we can get that there. So we're going 12, 11, 9, and then 9 on the B. And then we're going to come up to the 11th fret on the G. And then we're doing these kind of like double stops, I guess. So we're going 11, 12, 11 on the G, 12 on the B. Then we're kind of inverting that. So we're going 7 on the B and 8 on the G. And each time we're going from the top string down, so we're going G string first, G, B, then we're going to come back up, so we're staying with the 12 on the B, but now on 13 on the G. And then when we get up here, we're playing the 16 on the G and the B. And then we play the 14th fret, on the E 3 times. The next was kind of done between the 14th and the 16th fret on the high E and the B. And it goes like this. So we're playing 16, 14 on the E. Same thing on the B. And then we're going to go 16 on the B, 14 on the E. And then 16, 14 on the B. And this all resolves to the 13th fret on the G string. So once we get to the 13th on the G, we're going to come back up that same kind of path that we took down. We're going to do this very quick lick, which is 16 on the G, and then we're going to go 14 on the B, 16 on the B and pull off. Then we're going to play 16 on the G, 14 on the B, another pull off, 16, 14, back to the G, 14 on the B, 16 on the B, and then finally 14 on the E. And that is Subtle by Groev.
She just smiled as she